King Abdullah is one of the sons of the former King Abdulaziz, also known as Ibn Saud, the founder of modern Saudi Arabia. Since the death of Ibn Saud in 1953, succession has moved only amongst his sons. That is because in traditional Bedouin Arab culture, the line of succession goes from brother to brother, unlike most monarchs where it's passed from father to son. So in Saudi Arabia, the main qualification has been seniority in age, and one consequence of this system has been shorter reigns for most of the kings since Ibn Saud. But now the remaining sons are all old, ill, and few in numbers. A failure to solve this issue before the death of the current king could very well start a major crisis in Saudi Arabia and the Arabian Peninsula. This is a Caspian report by Mishirvan, doing a report for Storm Clouds Gathering. King Abdullah is almost 90 years old, and his health has been deteriorating for a while now. He can barely walk, and he has had a stroke, and last year he underwent a spinal surgery. His half-brother and heir, Crown Prince Sultan, had served for 49 years as the defense ministry and was the second deputy prime minister. He died in October 2011 at the age of 87. Prince Sultan was replaced by Crown Prince Najib, who served for 37 years as the country's interior ministry and was also the second deputy prime minister. Now he passed away in June 2012. The current heir is Crown Prince Salman, and he is the country's defense minister. Now Salman is more than a decade younger than King Abdullah, but so were the previous two other crown princes. Plus, the new crown prince has already suffered at least one stroke. There are, of course, a dozen more sons of Ibn Saud, but none have the experience, respect, and maternal lineage to be a future crown prince. The Saudi monarchy is a real complex system, something comparable to the fictional Game of Thrones. The decision that Salman is supposed to succeed Abdullah also demonstrates the weakness of an absolute monarchy, because King Abdullah decreed a succession law in 2006 that created the Allegiance Council. This council is supposed to elect the king and crown prince, but the council did not elect Salman. It was King Abdullah who chose his brother. So what is the purpose of this council if the king can overrule its decisions anyways? This shows that the council is merely a group of yaysayers. Another problem regarding this council is that this system assumes the royal family will honor the decisions made by a democratic body. Such a tradition has never existed in Saudi Arabia, and there is no reason to assume that one will exist in the near future. The key issue now is who will replace Salman as the crown prince. There are barely any real candidates left from the second generation. One exception is Mughrim. He is 68 years old and head of the Saudi intelligence agency. He was also just recently appointed as the second deputy prime minister of the country. By now you may have noticed that all the crown princes were appointed as second deputy prime ministers. The Saudis have applied this method since the 1960s. It basically shows that the second deputy prime minister is in fact the de facto crown prince. An alternative solution is for the next crown prince to be of the third generation. This may sound like an insignificant step, but it's a critical evolution in the Saudi dynasty, because it means the old ways of business will not work. Appointing a 70-year-old man as the next leader is only a temporary solution. The House of Saud should realize that its current system of governance is broken, and that the younger princes should be given a bigger role, and the third generation princes should distance themselves from the current absolute monarchy system. The Saudis need to reform their government so that the parliament has an actual say in it. This succession problem could hardly come at a worse time. Revolutionary turmoil has destabilized regional countries like Egypt, Syria, and Iran's nuclear program and Shia proxies are just waiting across the Persian Gulf. And there already have been Shia demonstrations in the eastern part of the country. Saudi Arabia is not immune to political changes which are sweeping across the Middle East. The leadership needs to think at least 3 moves ahead. Saudi Arabia is the world's biggest oil exporter. A succession crisis here could easily spread throughout the region and have major geopolitical consequences. The Saudis simply cannot afford to wait and react. They need to solve this issue before it becomes a full-blown crisis. This was a Caspian report by me, Shivam. Thank you for watching, and sağ ol.